Born in Stony Mountain, Manitoba in 1916, Walter Babe Pratt was the stuff hockey legends are made of. He joined the NHL with the New York Rangers in 1935. After World War II, he played with the Leafs and Boston. He finished his career in New Westminster in the Western Hockey League in 1948. He won the Hart Trophy. He scored the winning goal in the 7th game of a Stanley Cup final. And he's been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. I asked Babe why he got into sports in the first place.
Our whole family were, the whole neighborhood where I was brought up, everything was sports in those days. You know, there was no radio when I started off to speak of. Radio was in its infancy, and there was no really organized leagues. We used to organize our own league. And then, of course, I learned to skate when I was about 6 or 7 with my dad's old skates. They had heels on them, and then when I got to be about 7, he bought me a pair of skates, and then I started about 7 or 8 years of age, and I was on the first so-called Pee-wee team, championship team in the city of Winnipeg. Our little team won the championship in 1926.
Was it fair to say that it was your dream to play in the NHL then?
Yes, it was. My dream was to play, like I had a chance to, I was too young, and I knew I'd never get on. When I turned pro in 1935, I had a chance. I got a letter from the Olympics to go and try out for Canadian Olympic team, and I knew at my age they'd never use me, so I turned pro with the New York Rangers, and they sent me to Philadelphia, and I was there 2 months, and then I went to the Rangers.
Where'd you get the Babe from? Was that from New York?
No, that was the time I was a kid, and my older brother took me to play a little baseball, and I hit the ball out of the infield a couple of times. Somebody said, he's a regular Babe Ruth, and the next day it was Babe, and from then on it was, and I think it's a little bit better than Walter.
You were the first man hired by the Vancouver Canucks in 1970, weren't you?
Yeah, they needed a so-called John the Baptist to beat the bushes and to let them know the NHL is here. You know, this is the greatest sports town in the world, this Vancouver area, this British Columbia. We just have to have a winning team.
Of the trophies that you've won, the awards, which one is most important to you?
Being inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame is, you know, I was on 2 Stanley Cup winners, and I was chosen one year, I was chosen the most valuable player in the National League, won the Hart Trophy, and yet, to being inducted by your peers into the Hockey Hall of Fame and being with all those great players, to have your picture in that Hall of Fame, that I think is the frosting on the cake, you might say. It's the sweetest thing that can happen to any athlete, regardless of whether he plays football, tennis, basketball, to be inducted into a Hall of Fame. That's it. To me, sports were everything. Just everything, you know. It was the most beautiful part of my life was growing up, and in fact my adult life was playing hockey and golf and being mixed up in sports. I don't think there's a millionaire in the world today that's had as beautiful a life as I've had. You know, to win a Stanley Cup and get your name on that trophy every time you're watching television and you see that trophy shown, you know, you can say, boy, my name's on that. That's nice.
And that's only part of the story. You know, Lynn, Babe tells me that the Canucks spend more on hockey sticks per year than the total salary of the 1940 Stanley Cup champs, the New York Rangers.
Oh, my goodness.